And hey, look at that. Just like that, we are live. But whoa, and the camera goes, the camera's kind of going in and out. We're in kind of a strange time right now where it's kind of in and out. Okay, we got some sky streaks up there. We're going to have to get rid of those. Whoa. Wow. Get a little excitement in the video, a little action here. Another action-packed video. Anyway, yeah, boy, the camera can't seem to get used to the lighting here. I think I'm going to move. Hang on, let me see if I can move to a better, maybe a little easier location. The sun is going down though, so let me see what I can do. I found out in the one video did just how bad lighting makes me look. My God. I was talking about how we are changing, how our bodies are changing, and I just looked terrible. It was, oh, the lighting was awful. And when I really, I didn't have my glasses on. When I saw how I looked, I was just like, so anyway, oh, it looks like we're going to have a nice sunset there. I may have to go out and go through and take some pictures while I'm waiting for you guys to show up, which I might in fact do. Hello, this is the Ocean Swagger, and the name of the channel is The Ocean's Deep Woo. And we do the deepest of woo here. Woo is what we do. Yep, every kind of woo. And that means everything from spiritualism to cryptids to UFOs to just everything. I mean, we will talk about any subject like that, anything paranormal or metaphysical, a little extraordinary. That is what we do here. And we are very heavy on the experiencers. Most of us are experiencers. And we believe here that experiencers need to be heard because we are, in fact, the disclosure to each other. Let's face it, we're probably not going to get the kind of disclosure we've been looking for all this time. It's probably just not going to happen. Might as well quit dreaming about it. It's not going to happen till it gets to the point where everybody already knows anyway. And then by that time, it's like, well, now you tell us. Yeah, now you're going to tell us, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, I'm telling you. They're not going to tell us anything we really want to know until it's too darn late and everybody just knows anyway. So, we want to hasten things along. One of the best things we can do is disclose to each other. Even though it's not official, do we really need official anymore? I don't think so. So a lot of times, what do we get with officialdom? Not much. They're not telling us much. They keep things close to their chest. Okay, but we know. The experiencers know what's going on because they've been there. So guess what? We are disclosure. Might as well just face it and disclose to each other until it just doesn't make any sense to keep it secrets anymore. And that's all we can do. That's my take on it. So you're going to see some of our landscape around here, looking for a nice place. And I've got my, as Yassi's put up my fancy Mozzie watch on. I actually have an electronic device that repels the little mosquitoes, but they call them mozzies in Australia. And now I'm going to take a minute to catch my breath. Well, we have a mixed bag up there. The clouds and some chemtrails. I can see I'm going to have to get rid of the chemtrails. So during this stream, I guess I'll get working on it. Okay, everybody. And then I guess I'll talk about, because it's really humid out here. I don't know how long I'll actually be staying out here, but I thought it would be a nice little change of pace to be outside rather than inside on a nice day. And it is getting cooler towards night. And to see me in decent lighting, which I thought this was going to be, but really not that decent. Because like I said, the one thing I saw was myself in the not good lighting. Boy, did I look horrible one of those nights there. A couple of times. Lighting does really make an incredible difference. And I'm going to have to be mindful of that I don't scare people when I come in. Wow, I look like I had dark circles under my eyes and all that. And I really don't, if you take a look. I really don't. I have a little bit of rosacea here. I got sneezing allergies, but other than that, I'm not doing that bad. Boy, I looked terrible that night though, but I was just getting over stuff. It's yeah, I don't look that bad today. I'm looking good today. You know, and then I'm gonna be like a guy and like not care. Oh well, whatever I look like is what I look like. Anyway, but I do look a lot better today because the lighting is not so dreadful. Greetings in favor to you too, David. Wow, you're the first one in today. Everybody's running late. Ah. Holy cow. I don't know what happened there. It was like I just left the studio and then I had to come back in. Really weird, man. Okay, so we might as well figure it's going to be acting up tonight. And I'm going to turn the camera around. Pam Smith, how you doing? I'm not Laura. I'm Deocean, but that's cool. How you doing, Pam? Yeah. My first name is Diane. D. Ocean Swagger. I'm D. Ocean Swagger for D. Ocean's Deep Blue. And let's see. Well, thanks for stopping in, Pam. Yeah, oh, you just talked to Laura. Is that what happened? Yeah, that happens. I do that too. You know, yeah, that's okay. I do that kind of thing too. The brain fart. But yeah, I thought you know what I really need to do a series about? I have met so many celebrities now. Afterlife celebrities. I should start a series. I should start doing that because honestly, I met quite a few now, and I've also met a whole bunch of people you would never know. You've never heard of them. They're just people, you know. But usually, oh, it's okay, Pam. Okay, cool, cool, Denali. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around because it's going to get, the lighting looks like it's going to be going back and forth here. But as you can see, I look a lot better than in that one video where I looked absolutely horrible because of the lighting. My God, I looked like I had these big black raccoon eyes, and it was awful. It was just lighting. I'm okay, guys. I'm not that sick. I got a cough. That's all I got left. And it's allergies, no doubt. So, okay, now I got to make sure I don't take myself accidentally out of the studio. So hang on. Let me turn the camera around so you can see the sky in this surrounding landscape here. Okay. Come on, camera. You can do it. Come on. Come on, little Samsung. You can do it. Okay. I'm going to bend it up a little bit so you get a little bit better view of the sky. And how's that view? Is that a nice little view for you guys? Or I can move a little closer to the little bit more open sky if you want. Or even walk around with this camera around my neck. It'd be okay. So, hi, Denali. 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 Pam Smith. You know, you're not a Smith, are you? You remember Matrix? You're not one of those Smiths, are you? I hope not. Don't have to do any Neo stuff. I'm teasing you, Pam. I tease everybody at some point. Oops, we got somebody coming. I'm gonna point the camera down so I'm not invading anybody's privacy. I'll turn the camera so I'm not showing people who don't want. Hi, I'm streaming right now. I turn the camera so they can't see your face. Okay. You want me to show you? You want to be seen on YouTube? I'm doing a YouTube. Yeah, that's why I've got it turned so that they cannot see you. Okay. But they can see the puppy. This is Bailey. Bailey is a friendly little pup, puppy, a poopy puppy. I'm kidding. I'm silly. Mr. Personality. Mr. Personality. That would be Bailey. Actually, I can see it kind of looks like Bailey's cream. Yeah, it kind of does look like Bailey's. Yeah, we got to do that someday, girl. We got to get us a bottle of Bailey's and sit on the patio. This is my friend MJ. She lives here. She doesn't want to be on camera, though, so we'll keep her off of the camera. We'll just have the pretty puppy on. Hey, pup. Bailey. How you doing, Bailey? How you doing, sweetie pie? Let's get a good picture of your face. Come here, Bailey. Let me look at your face. No, your face is on the other end, silly. Come on, turn around. Your face on the other end, silly cakes. Let me see your face. Here, up here, baby. Come here. Here, baby. There's her pretty face. Okay, now we've seen Bailey. Everybody loves animals in my chat. They just love them. Denali. You hear the love boat seeming in your head. Okay, that's fine. Bailey. Okay. Continue on our walk. Let's walk. See you, MJ. Okay. Bye, Diane. Bye, sweetie. Chatting. Yeah. Okay, so to irritate your nasty father-in-law. Okay. Okay, Pam. Well, I'm glad you came, though. I'm not really upset about you getting the name wrong. Don't ever think that. I might tease you about it, though, once in a while. I tease everybody. The Love Boat theme. La Denali. Soon we'll be making another run. I don't know. Do you even run, Denali? I know that I don't run very often. If you see me running, you better run too, because something big is chasing me. Maybe an angry Bigfoot. I hope never an angry Bigfoot. I hope not. Or an angry dog man. I don't think so, though. They seem to like me. I get the impression that they've always kind of liked me because I don't bother them. I spent extensive time out in the woods and never bothered them, never hassled them, never messed with any of their structures that I found that I didn't know what the heck I was looking at. Still didn't touch any of that because I kind of know it's not the best way to be. People get upset if you mess with their stuff, right? I mean, let's face it, it's just a natural reaction. It's not like it's anything unexpected. You mess with people's stuff, they're going to get upset. And, you know, force people are no exception. So let me show you the nice sunset. There, we got a clearer picture of our lovely sunsets that we have around here. We have really lovely sunsets. Denali promises something for everyone. Okay. Okay, so basically, let's see. My other disclaimer is let's see. Told you about we do deep woo. We do any and every kind of woo. But it must be remembered that we are talking about tips, tricks, and hacks, in-game advice for the massively multiplayer, total reality, total immersion, virtual reality. I said that wrong. I've said this dozens of times, and still I manage to screw it up once in a while. Learning game matrix called Life on Earth. And yeah, I am of the opinion with other people who are actually lots probably smarter than I am that this is a matrix. So, I'm coming from that point of view, and you don't have to be here or to listen to any of this. You can completely disagree with everything and just take it as a take it any way you want. But we're going to be doing one of my things that I'm going to be doing pretty soon. I think I'm going to start a series of remote viewing. And maybe we'll even make kind of a game of it where we'll give you a target. And on the next show, you'll get what the target was or something like that. Something like that. And we'll see what kind of results come in. See if people like that paradigm. If they don't like that model, we'll go to something else. But I think remote viewing has been so pivotal for me that I think we really got to push it a little bit, because it seems like that's one of the first things you get, and then the other stuff opens up too. And then mediumship is another thing that opens up. And once you find out that there's life after death, and you can actually look around for yourself and see some things, then people can't BS you as much as they used to. I mean, right now, part of the reason people are so BS'd, so, locked up in their heads, is because they can't see things for themselves. So You know, my whole thing is everybody somehow got to get it back to where people can see for themselves what's going on and don't have to depend on others, because, you know, it's going to be not going to get a particularly bright sunset, but it's not bad. I might snap a few pictures of it. Anyway, light a candle for us? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is a fork in the road. Yeah, it's a fork in the road. Um, yes, you have a fork in the road. You can either go down, pardon me, down on the left here is, keep going down there and you go down the path to nowhere. There's a trail to nowhere. It's just a trail. It doesn't really go, it's, that's what they call it, but what it is really, it goes to another allotment, another housing development. Beautiful homes over there. But we also have, I'll have to take you out one day to the duck pond. We got a duck pond, reflecting pond, I guess they call it. We also have a place over here where they have donkeys and ducks. So I could let you see that place one day too. So I'm going to try and get us like out of the great indoors and into the great outdoors as much as possible now, since it's going to be, you know, we're halfway through summer and I don't want to have to be stuck indoors. I don't want anybody to, you know, I want to show you the beautiful area I'm living in too, because it is really nice. Ohio is actually beautiful. Nowhere or now here. And then now I'm here, and then now I'm here, and oh, you had a retreat class. Yes, well, we are going to have a retreat at some point. Yep, we're going to all, I'm not going to go into any detail right now, but we're all going to meet up at some point. Now, we've been talking about this. We're already cooking it up, guys. A place where we can all meet. We're finding a place where we can all meet up and actually see each other in a fleshly form instead of the way we're doing it right now. That person is probably smoking because they probably have a patient in there. They're probably a helper. Yep. With a mask on, they're probably somebody's helper. So you cannot smoke in our buildings, and except in your own place, which is cool because, frankly, you know, I'd rather not walk through clouds of somebody else's smoke unless it's the kind I like. But no. Anyway, okay, so, well, I guess I'll start with the celebrity visits. And as some of you know, and maybe you know, maybe you don't know, I am a shamanic clairvoyant medium. And I've been doing the remote viewing and stuff a long time. I've also been a medium a long time. And at some point, I had to admit I'm a medium. Okay. Yeah. No, well, actually, I'm an extra large, but don't tell anybody I'm an extra large. I'm working on that. But I'm a medium, and yeah, that is my medium joke. Mm. Maybe someday I actually will be a medium. I don't know. It could happen, I guess. But I'm working on it. Anyway, I get visits from celebrities. I get visits from other people too, but most people are not terribly interested in just standard people coming by and saying hi. Now I've got my place gridded to where nasties can't come by. You know, I don't let the tricksters in. I don't let the nasty stuff come in. Right now, I'm telling my angels and the ones that guard me to just, you know, protect, you know, stand guard at the perimeters and make sure nothing gets in. Wow, the sky. I don't know if you can see how beautiful. Oh, the sky is getting beautiful, guys. Look at that. I don't think there's any way for me to take a picture of it, but I am getting a video of it. Our skies are generally just gorgeous here. Wow. See how dramatic our skies are? Look at that. It's beautiful. I love sunsets here. This is a very cool place for sunsets. Okay. So, yeah, and usually the way it starts out, see if anybody's coming in. Wow. Usually the way that the visits start with a lot of times it's a um, I think because I am in the music so much. I'm a singer, musician. Wow, we're going to have some really bright colors. This is going to be awesome. Wow. Um, hey, they're going to give us a show. Oh, this is great. My gosh, they're giving us a beautiful show here for a beautiful backdrop. Thanks, guys. The little cloud beings are up there going, "Wee, she's out. We're going to give her a show." Oh, yeah, and I talk to the nature spirits too, and they talk back. And before you think that's crazy, I'm not the only one, you know. This was pretty standard Native American stuff, and I am Cherokee on mother's side. On my great grandmother, though, was the Cherokee. She went by White Horse. Anyway, this is pretty standard. If you've got Native American blood or Native American background in any regard, you know this is, well, you can do this kind of thing pretty easily. Talk to the nature spirits. Of course, everybody can. Seems like for some reason, some bloodlines seem to be closer to it than others, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. Uh, some of us have more of a tendency, and people argue that all the time, and you can, but it just seems like, is there some kind of racial memory of dealing with nature spirits in a past life or whatever? Um, but look how beautiful that is, and when I come out here, they give me something beautiful to look at. They always do. Wow, it's so sweet of them. I may move a little closer so we don't have the light poles in the way. But I was going to say, the way this usually works for me, because I'm very musically oriented, is I usually hear music associated with the person. Like one day I'll tell you about Hitchcock. He came in with his music. He was a very nice guy, actually. I was surprised. At first, I had to be sure it was him because he was smiling, and I wasn't used to seeing Hitchcock smiling. Of course, he always had that very serious demeanor, but it was him, and I'll have to talk about that in one of these. Okay, now, beautiful, less obstructed view of our beautiful sunset here. Oh, look at that. I'm sorry. Well, that's the only thing. Doing live streams out here, I might get distracted by nature because our nature is beautiful. So usually what I hear, oh, look over there. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like we have a window. Honestly, I don't know if you can really see that. It's pretty small. Maybe you can, but right there, almost in the middle of that big black cloud over there, it's like off to the right. We have something that looks like a panes in a window. It's kind of squarish and then has crossbars. That's bizarre. I always see something a little unusual out here. I see cutouts in the clouds all the time. I keep thinking to myself, I know what you are. It's the it's the stealth not working perfectly. I know what you are. I can see you. Anyway, a big old diamond shaped cutout or triangle shaped cutout in the clouds. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. You're nothing, right? Yeah, tell me that. Uh, anyway, so I usually hear their theme music and or some kind of music associated with them. Like when I first started hearing David Bowie, I was hearing his music, as a matter of fact, and Janis Joplin and the others. But of course, with Alfred Hitchcock, he's not a musician, but I heard his theme from his show. And I'm there going, well, it's a while since I've heard that, right? So this time I couldn't get You Should Be Dancing out of my head. You should be dancing, yeah. Dancing, yeah. That one. And I'm there, oh, I think somebody's trying to get in touch. And sure enough, somebody was trying to get in touch. And I'm thinking, okay, can you give me a name? Because that's the Gibbs brothers. And I don't keep up on this stuff too well, but I'm pretty sure Andy's gone and Maurice. And I think the only one left is Barry. And sure enough, I heard Andy. Okay, so I managed to hear his name. So here's and then I saw him. Here's Andy Gibb, looking like he did in life. They do that so that you can ID him. It kind of helps looking instead of just talking to a disembodied voice. An image sort of helps you a little bit. Feels a little more regular to us. But so I'm there like, wow, and I talked to him a little bit. I asked him a few questions. How are you enjoying the afterlife? And everybody always says it's a blast, really. They got a lot of work they're doing. They really work hard over there. I guess, oh my gosh, there you go. What did I tell you? I don't know if you can see it. It's a triangular cutout of the clouds. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to get it more in the frame there, perfectly in the middle. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Okay. What did I say? There's another one up there. Oh my gosh, look at how straight the lines are. I mean, the clouds don't go completely around it, but look at how straight up in the top there. We've got another one forming up there. Holy cow, they're up there. They're there today. I don't know if you can see this though. It would be so small on the camera. Anyway, it looks so small in here. But yeah, interesting. They're all the way over there though. If they were bigger, they'd be like close here, but they're all the way over in Akron, it looks like, or somewhere like that. Yeah. So there's the diamond shape forming right there. Wow. There's the diamond shape starting to form. It's not a perfect diamond yet, though. Interesting. Maybe we'll see all of them. But it's not. Hello, Marilena. Oh, geez. I took myself. I keep accidentally taking myself out of the out of the studio. If I disappear, that's why I took myself out somehow, out of the studio, and have to put myself back in there. But it's going to be dark soon. I'm going to have to turn on my fancy muzzy. The problem with this thing is it's rubbery and it will fall out of its band if I don't anchor it in there with a rubber band. And that's ridiculous. You know, I really think they can do this wonderful tech to put on your wrist that scares mosquitoes away. Why the heck, or actually annoys the heck out of mosquitoes? Why can't they, oops, it's not staying on. Why, if they can do that, why can't they make it stay in the darn band, right? I mean, come on, guys. Anyway, yeah, you can see the cutouts. Yeah. In the clouds, that's usually a kind of a telltale. The stealth isn't perfectly working. It's just the wrong angle for the stealth to work, and you'll see a cutout in the clouds. And you get a lot of triangle clouds around here, that's for sure. Oh, look! The sky streaks are gone. Thank you. Yeah, see, I had my crew working on it. The sky streaks are gone now completely from overhead. Uh-huh. They're very, very, very good at that. Yeah, we're good at getting rid of sky streak. So if you got them, let us know. We'll set to work about it. You know, you don't want your angel's wings to get dusty, as they say, as we say around here now. Don't let your angel's wings get dusty. Tell them to go handle that. Yeah. Another way you can tell when they're up there is sometimes you will even see them building a plasma cloud around them. That is not unusual either. I have actually seen, you know, something that looks kind of metallic, and when I look at it, it looks like a cloud is forming just in the middle of nowhere, and it's very dense though and very shiny. It's like denser than a regular cloud. That's the plasma that they're making a cloud out of plasma to hide in. So just to let you know, I've seen that several times. Anyway, so I'm talking to Andy Gibb, and he's a nice guy, really. I kind of feel sorry for him. You know, he had some heartache in his life, obviously. I mean, that's where some of the songs came from, but he made some very good music, even at that. But yeah, he definitely had his share of heartache. And, you know, things are not easy for celebrities. We got to quit this idea that they got it all. They don't got it. They got it all. Huh. They've also got a lot of heartache. I mean, every one of them I know has had their share, you know. So that does not guarantee you an easy life at all. As a matter of fact, just the reverse. All of your things that you go through in front of everybody. Imagine that. You go through it in front of the paparazzi. You go through it on camera. It's really not easy. It's not easy. I'm not sure I would be able to handle all that. You know, the kind of criticism they're subject to, the kind of scrutiny is really difficult sometimes. Some of them love it. They just love being in front of a camera. They want to be in front of a camera all the time. Others, it really wears on them, having all of the emotional stuff. And then people are always trying to make drama for you. I mean, if you're famous, they always want drama because they're wanting a story. You know, people want a story to tell. People are always wanting something from you. I don't know why I'm going on this rant. Maybe they just want me to tell you it's not all fun and games to be a celebrity. And as a matter of fact, it can be kind of shitty sometimes. But anyway, so I I talked to him a little bit. We had a little heart-to-heart, a little brief heart-to-heart, and said, well, it's nice you showed up and everything. Do you happen to have a message? I always ask him, do you have a message? And of course, they almost always do. When given an opportunity, they almost always have something they want to impart to us. So he, and it's funny because I'd been asking about this. I said, so what do you want to tell us? What do you want to tell us, Andy? And he says, well, you should be dancing. Just like the song. I'm there like, really? Okay, cool. He's saying, we should be dancing. And I know I was thinking, I've been sick for decades now and really bad for a while. I was really changing there for a while. Some of it might have been what they call ascension symptoms, but some of it was different maladies that cropped up. But I was thinking, how am I going to get my strength back? How am I going to get my stamina back? I'm like, I really don't have full range of motion in my left arm, so I can't really do the weights like I used to. I have to be careful not to tear a muscle again or tear my rotator cuff. I'm really kind of, there's other things too. My balance is a little strange still, and some other things, and I'm thinking, how do I get my muscle tone back? How do I get my stamina? And that's probably the answer. That's got to be the answer right there. So Andy comes in and he says, you should be dancing. And I think probably we all should be dancing because we should be happy that we're this close, that we've made it this far. You've made it this far along in the story, on the ride. You should be dancing. You should be celebrating that you made it this far. Whereas a lot of people are already on the other side, and they're fine. Don't get me wrong. But I'm here for a purpose. I came with a reason. So, and I'm doing it. And I'm here to see the end of the story here. So, I want to see, and as David said, it's not just enough to play the game for me. I want to win the game. I want to win it. I want to be here for the win. Isn't that, what most of us want? And if you're still here, you must want to be here for the win, right? So we should be dancing. So I found I could get through a whole song. I did my little dance, and I could get through a song, and I think that's how I'm going to do it, is one song at a time. I'm going to be dancing. Yeah. Dancing, yeah. Yeah. Which is a great way to exercise, really, because if you think about it, it's not high impact. It's pretty safe. I mean, depending on how you dance. If you dance like nobody's looking, like I dance sometimes. Once I get good at it again, I always dance like nobody's looking, like they say in the saying. Yeah, I dance kind of crazy sometimes. But we should be dancing. Okay, so that was Andy's message to us, and to me in particular. So take that as you will. Gemini came in. Wait. Oh, we're having kind of a high pollution index thing. Well, it's very pollenous because, of course, it's been a great weather for the plants. They are loving it. Very nice, strong sunlight and rain and, plenty of everything, warm weather, plenty of everything to grow those crops. And the places that I go that are not GMO, the farmers and stuff, they're having good crops. And once again, I'm going to say this is Mother Earth thumbing her nose at this talk of, oh, you're going to starve to death. It's like, oh, she's very abundant. Trying to say that Mother Earth is not abundant enough for us. I think she kind of took it sort of personal. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, you think? Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you. I mean, huge. Things are growing huge and very abundantly. So if you've got things growing in your yard, you're going to have wonderful return on the crops. So, that turns out to be. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the wintertime. I don't know how we're going to handle that, but we'll be given some way to handle that, I'm sure. Oh, Circle K says I've created a new form of exercise I call couch Pilates. I think they might be working. Oh, well, there you go, Circle K. Couch Pilates. Hey, package it, sell it. Circle K, you might be missing a bet. I'm thinking of writing a book called The Chinese Takeout Diet Book. I love Chinese food. If I get a fast food now, about the only kind of food that doesn't, uh, upset my stomach now is Chinese food. That's about the kind with the vegetables and everything in it, a lot of rice. That's about all. That everything else has got something wrong with it, and I have to be careful. But Chinese food so far is okay. I can still have that. So I'm thrilled about that. Anyway, sending you warmth, Mary. Yeah. They have a couch workout already. They do? I knew it. Oh, yeah, they have every kind of workout, and it can be bogus as F, but uh, people still put it out anyway. And a lot of people who put out these um, diets, different kinds of diets, they're still having trouble themselves. It's such a bug. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see it up there. Can you see the eyeball? Can you see the eye? I get that a lot out here. It's like an eye looking at us. Can you see it? It's like I'm trying to get it right there. There. It even has a pupil in it and everything. Can you see that? It has the eyeball shape and an iris and a pupil. Oh my gosh, I get that out here a lot. We're watching. I guess you are. Yep. Now it's kind of dissipating. I get that a lot out here. This weird eye shape comes up out here. Sometimes I think they do it just to freak me out. Yeah, get your lazy butts off the chair and get on the couch. We have work to do here. Work, work. I mean, popcorn lifting, your popcorn and your soda. I don't drink soda pop much. Actually, I'm more of these days it's mostly lemon water for me. I'm trying to flush my system out, and it really is good for you. If you can drink it, and I realize not everybody's down with citrus, but if you can do it, it's good for you. If not, you might want to try apple cider vinegar instead. But something cleansing. We need to cleanse ourselves of all the negative goo that we can get out of us. Unbeknownst to a lot of us, we have had a lot of really creepy stuff put in our food and drink and water. And people knew how much creepy stuff we have. And, it shouldn't be allowed, but it is. I mean, one day we got to get. Oh, yeah, you sent me photos? Cool. Yeah. Thank you, Marilena. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, and the chair workout. Yep. Yep, they have that. So anyway, after I had my message, I kept kind of screwing up, and I kept thinking Barry, and I thought, Barry's not passed on. I don't want to say dead, because honestly, they're very lively. You know, it's kind of hard to call them dead when they're so lively. I mean, they're so freaking lively. It seems like they're busier than we are. You know, they're up to more than we are. We're lazy galoots by comparison, honestly. They're doing something all the time, seems like. Which I hear some laughter right now, because you know David Bowie is a workaholic and always has been, and even on the other side, he's a workaholic. So here's another one. There's another eyeball. Only this one has a cattail. Anyway, very funny, you guys. That's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Thank you. There's another one. Oh my God. There's another one starting up over there. Okay, it closed. Are you winking at me? Are you honestly? Smart ass clouds. Look at them. Smart asses. No, I love you. I love you anyway. You're so cute. They are cute. They really are cute. The cloud people are great. Thunder beings are a little more yang. You want to be careful with them, but the cloud people are so sweet. They're just sweet little spirits that just actually huge. They're not small at all. But I keep thinking of them like they sound like children, and they're so cute and they're playful. I just love them, and they know that, and so they play with me. Yes, and sometimes I play with sky dragons, cloud dragons. They're up there, and they look just like the Chinese dragons, and they're made out of cloud. Sometimes I play with them. Yep, I play with dragons, and the good dragons, not the bad ones. We do have good dragons here, not bad ones. So we do have, I guess we have a few bad ones left, but they're getting kicked off. Yeah. 2 days ago. Who came through 2 days ago, Marilena? Which one? Yeah, because the three I see most of the time are David and Prince, and sometimes Freddie. They visit a lot, like David the most and Prince the most. MJ used to visit once in a while, a long time in the beginning, but I haven't seen him in ages now. Oh, David, yeah, David is everywhere. My gosh, he is everywhere. He's something else. And another one, yeah, Prince and David show up in my feed a lot too. Somebody's always posting one of their videos. Oh, we got some lightning bugs coming up. That's sweet. Got one little lightning bug out there. So I'm thinking Barry, but Barry is not gone. Barry is still here. What's going on? And then I heard, I don't know why. Can't get enough of your love, baby. I don't know why. You know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Barry White. Barry White is here. Okay. And sure enough, there was Barry White. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, gosh. And I mean, this guy had like one of the sexiest voices in music, really. And he wasn't leading man material, if you think about it. He really wasn't. I mean, he wasn't the kind of person you would think of right off as being somebody that ladies would be throwing panties at. And this is no shade on Barry. It's just, we think of this in a whole different way, that, somebody like a Johnny Depp, you're like, oh, well, of course. But Barry had a special charisma. He was different. It wasn't just strictly looks. he was very charismatic, and he had such a sexy voice, and he had such a way of seducing people with his voice. And I must admit that I still to this day love his voice. It's so sexy, right? And so someone's looking after me. Yeah, they're looking after all of us, or we wouldn't still be here, I think. Pardon me. And David Castle says, I have a small dragon that comes to me in lucid dreams, but I haven't seen it in about 8 months. It's kind of brown and green. Okay. Well, that doesn't surprise me either. I see them sometimes sometimes I wonder if they're little animal spirit type spirits, because real dragons were huge. I mean, they were miles long. Back in the olden days, they were huge. So, back in the days of the thunder lizards, but by now it's probably different. I'm having fun now watching the mosquitoes want to go the other direction. I hope that this protects me pretty well. I'm not sure, but I think I'm being protected from mosquitoes. Oh, you were talking to your cats in dream time. I do that too sometimes. Yeah. Okay, Marilena. So anyway, Barry White, and we're having our pleasantries, talking. And just, expressing. And he also expressing because, once again, there is a movement on the other side. They call it fan appreciation, a fan appreciation movement, where they come to people who were their fans and supporters in this life, and they just say thanks. They just come up to say thanks, and it's a good vibe. It's just I think this is trying to bridge the gap between us and them, because really there's going to be a time when we're going to be so close that we're going to be seeing them and talking to them all the time. It's going to be like they're still here almost. So let that be a warning to some of you who in some ways that could be good, in some ways maybe. Wondering if something isn't going on with the towers or something, as much as I'm leaving the studio accidentally. Oh, you got little light orbs around you. No mosquitoes. Gemini. Oh gosh, that's good. Yeah. Happy little light orbs. I don't see light orbs. I don't know I don't see them too much. I catch them on camera occasionally, but I don't see them around here very much. Must not be quite far enough out in the country or something. Captain, we've lost signal. Okay. Really? You see a female face in the sky? That could be. We get a lot of interesting cloud. Like I said, the clouds are always interesting here to me. I can't see anything in the clouds right now. They're kind of getting dark now. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of dark and maybe a little boring now, but we're alone at least, and I'm not being bothered by anybody. So, but it's nice that I have friendly neighbors that want to come up and say hi, right? Bringers of good fortune and good omens, lightning bugs, Denali says. And I'm like, yeah, I see that. Oh, yeah, square cutout. Yeah, I see those a lot. Diamond shaped and square. Yeah. Looking over the clouds. I quite often see these giant faces in the clouds staring at me. It's kind of weird, but and some of this you might be seeing psychically, you know. It might not even be the clouds, it may be psychically. Um so Barry, I'm like, so I played some of Barry's music and I was thinking what's the theme of Barry White's music? And part of his appeal, I'm sure, it was, first of all, it was mostly very upbeat music. And in pretty much every one of those songs, he was adoring of his woman. He was just going on and on about how happy his woman made him, how much he was in love, how wonderful he thought, how she was his everything, and how, on a cloud he was because of his woman. And I'm there. Well, of course he's going to win hearts. That's so much better than yo bitch, yo bitch, get me a beer. My old lady, whatever, this and that. No, Barry was always like really very respectful of women and very romantic. He was very positive. He was not, I couldn't find a negative song in there. And I thought, well, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, if you think about it, um, kind of amazing that he could do that for years, come up with very positive, wonderful songs about about relationships. You know, wow, Barry hit the jackpot. Really, he did. And so I said, Barry, um, after a while, we had some fun with his songs and stuff. And then I said, Barry, do you have a message? And he said, yes, you deserve a man who feels that way about you. And you shouldn't accept any less. And I'm like, wow, wow. I think that's for all of us. Because I really got it. It was very heartfelt that he was saying, you know, folks, no wonder he was a heartbreaker. No, women were all over him. No wonder he was a heartthrob. With a personality like he had. Amazing guy. Um, I didn't, I wasn't like a big fan of his when he was alive. I liked listening to his music. Of course, it's nice music. It's always got a catchy beat and, nice lyrics. And um, he's got the sexy voice. Nothing wrong with any of his music as far as I can tell, but it wasn't, my main thing that I listened to. But now that I listen to it more, it's like, wow, he was really a great talent and also a very cool guy. As far as I can tell, he's an awesome guy. So hey, Barry, yo, if you're hearing me, I'm giving you a shout out here on this side. You're an awesome guy, and I hope I do find one that's that awesome. That's awesome too, and feels about me the way you express yourself about women. I hope I find one. And I kind of hope we all do. Walk back to the room and hear Barry and dead, and I stopped and like, what? Oh, Barry White, yeah. Denali was like worried that Barry man, that the last Gibb brother might be gone. No, not quite. Oh, nose hair Barry. Not to be confused with nose hair Barry. And for those of you who don't know who nose hair Barry is, we got it. tease him because he always comes in and talks about his luxuriant nose hair. Got someone named Barry who comes in and talks about he's just, I don't know, I think he's got a nose stash probably or something, and so he comes and brags about it, and of course he would. And oh, by the way, have you seen his dog? Barry's dog, the nose hair Barry. Nose hair Barry. Now he's gonna be nose hair Barry. Kind of reminds me of when we were kids. Everybody had a nickname, right? So yeah, now he's nose hair Barry. Well, you might as well pick your own because you're going to get one, right? When you're a kid, it's like if you pick your own, then you're lucky because some aren't so nice. I've seen his new dog. No, I haven't seen his new one. But yeah, if you get to pick your own name, that's cool, So he's kind of picked out his own name, Nose Hair. Hey, Nose Hair, how you doing? We gotta tease him about that next time he comes in. We gotta call him Mr. Nose Hair or something. Anyway, so we're having just way too much fun here. Does anybody here want to do some remote viewing? Barry White, are you still here? You're still kind of listening in. Yeah, I hear him laughing. Yeah, he thinks it's all very funny. Yeah, he thinks it's funny. Okay, Barry. He says, yeah, I'm just as glad I'm not Barry Nose Hair. Okay. Okay. Never had that problem, huh, Barry? Okay. Okay. Oh, lucky for you. Not really a big nose hair man. Mm. Anyway, yeah, and you know what? When he sells himself that way, what girl can resist, right? Barry Kustach Barry Kustach always comes in selling his nose hair, and I mean, what girl isn't looking for a guy with long, luxuriant nose hair? So, can't get enough of your love, Mama D. Okay, yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, I love people. Well, that's probably partly why they come to me too, is they know I'm gonna love them back, right? Even if I wasn't their hugest fan when they were alive, but I was listening to them and I was enjoying them. They know if they come by and visit, I'm always going to be friendly with them. I'm always going to be loving them back. And probably one of the best things we can do. It's the same way with the good ETs. If you can send love, then you're going to get loving ETs because the bad ones don't like that vibe. Okay. The bad ones are not really into things like love. Okay. So if you're constantly sending out that love vibe, you're not in nearly as much danger as some people might be of running into the bad guys. Let's see what's going on in chat here. People love to label me, says Circle K. I'll remove you. I still need to do stuff, but there's obstacles. I need Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Oh, yes. And Marilena says she must go back to sleep. And thanks for showing us the spaceship. Okay, dear. Okay, and you were one of the ones that wanted me to do the remote viewing thing. That's okay. We're going to be doing this off and on, so you won't miss that much. Okay, so if you guys want to play, this game, and let me see. Circle K says she's in. Denali, are you in? David, are you in? Yeah, much love to you too, honey. Okay. Because I'd have to I have a few things picked out. And whereas Max Vision, they usually practice with pictures, I think I am going to practice with whoa. I think I'm going to practice with a place. Since we're mostly interested in destinations, sweet dreams, Marilena, and dream well. Yeah, I think I'm going to choose a place. So, I've got a place in mind, and I have a very clear picture of it in mind, things associated with this place. And let's see if you guys just relax your mind and relax and don't fall asleep. If you fall asleep, we may not be able to hear you. You may not be able to get your response if you fall asleep. Then again, we might. I don't know. Could be like that. You and Circle K says it's in my face. I finally decide to mess with my hair, and they're shutting off the water tomorrow. Ah, oh geez, shutting off the water. Oh wow, Circle. I'm sorry to hear that. We're gonna have to send some energy that way. Okay, angels, come on. Whatever it is that Circle K needs over there, get with her. Get with their angel. Their angels. I can't remember. Circle K, are you male or female? Because I'm not trying to be picky about pronouns here. You know, I'm not. Hey, my pronouns are they and them. No, I know you're not like that. It bugs me when my hair is three colors. Mm, may all your dream realm experiences be filled with positive energy exchanges. That's right. Yes. Yeah, I don't like it either. Unless it's three colors that I chose. That's different. I've had my hair three colors before, but it's been completely of my choosing. Oh, nice. We've got a nice little breeze going now. It's nice and cool. And as far as I can tell, no mozzies around. I thought you were female. I thought so. Never rains till you know what? You need to talk to your nature spirits, Circle K. My friend Paul was painting his deck, staining his deck, and it looked like a storm was moving in. And he talks to the thunder beings because he was hearing thunder rumbling. And he talked to him. He said, "Hey, could you wait? I'm staining my deck. Could you wait until this is done?" And you know what? They did. You know, they did. They waited. Not only did they wait until he was done staining it, they waited until it was dry. And then when he went out and said, "Oh yeah, it's dry now," then it started raining. I'm like, yeah, I've had that many times, you know. The little cloud beings, they never rain heavy on me, but they do like to drip a few drops on me because they want to reach out and touch me. Just to say, "Oh, drip drop. Hi there." And then they wait until I get in to really, really rain, get an undercover, you know. It's almost 9 p.m. and 98 effing degrees. Uh, Tonight I identify as a couch potato. Oh God. somebody was showing somebody on that was wanted to be identified as frog and bug. And they're like, wow, is that a conflict or what? Frogs eat bugs. There is a little, and they wanted to be frog, and they wanted their pronouns to be frog and bug. I'm there like, well, if you're a frog or a bug, if you're a frog, you belong outside, and if you're a bug, then I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get the swatter. No, I'm kidding. Gonna have to go to the store in about an hour. Okay, well, let's get the party started with the remote viewing of the frog. If you're a froggy, okay, I have a place in mind. Anybody want to try and put in anything that they are seeing about this place? I have a destination, and I'm going to give you a designation. We're going to call this A1, like the steak sauce. This is destination A1. Anybody want to try? It's going to be like a game. Well, yeah, I'm not going to be here much over an hour anyway, if that, because we've already been on over an hour. The stone cold, yeah, the wasps are stone cold killers. They are, yeah, they sure are. Yep. Yeah, and the wasps and the spiders have a war on too. So if we ever get those big spiders, you better hope you got some wasps to keep them at a certain level. Hornworms. You know what? I saw somebody, who was it? Some famous celebrity woman who was eating hornworms on camera to try and get us used to the idea that they want us to eat bugs. It's like, nope. You can eat all the horny worms you want. I'm not eating bugs for you. I prefer steak. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Okay, so destination A1, and it is not the steak sauce factory. I'll give you a hint. That's the only hint you get. I'll give you one more hint. It is in the USA. This is a destination, and it's in the USA. That should narrow it down. And while you are coming up with things about it, I am going to keep it in my mind. And, oh, did Black Dragon make it in? A rocket shape. Okay. Yeah, try some more. Okay, hi, Black Dragon. Speaking of dragons, we were just speaking of dragons. Hello, one of my favorite figments. Black Dragon's one of my favorite figments of imagination. Of course, the only problem is he's not purple. That's okay, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, try some more. Let's see if anybody can get it this way. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go back to doing it the way that Max Vision is doing it with photos. Hello, handsome Black Dragon. I just love the way you guys. You know what? I go to some chats. Honestly, they ignore it. It's like they're ignoring each other. I go in there, nobody says. I'll try to say hi to people. They won't say anything. Only a few people that I know will bother to say anything to me when I go into some chats, and it's like, wow, it's a whole different feeling, you know. It's like I don't feel nearly as home. Floaty little islands or rocks by a shore. That's interesting, too. That's interesting. Is anybody else playing? Come on, Circle K is playing by herself. At least she's not playing with herself. That would be kind of sad. Playing by herself. Water and rocks. Okay. And I'm holding this in mind. This image in mind. Water and rocks. That's okay. Golden Gate Bridge before the photo. Golden Gate Bridge, huh? That's interesting. And I'm trying to be like John always does this, just say, hey, that's interesting, and not give away anything. I think, though, I'm going to need to try this with pictures first, though. I think because this may be too spread out for you guys. This may be too... I mean, you could all be coming up with different parts of this place. Water and rocks, an orange sunset. Okay. It's all very interesting. And okay, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. Actually, let's see, it's 1:21. At 1:25, we're going to call it and see how you did. And in the meantime, I'm just going to blather on about various and sundry things. So, water and rocks, that sounds good, actually. That's what we have mostly here. Water, rocks, and vegetation. That's Ohio, where I am. Water and rocks and vegetation everywhere. Oh, the only 2 clues I'm giving you is it's A1. The destination is A1. Is it's not the steak sauce factory, and it is in the U.S. Cootie things. I do remember those. Oh, this is all very interesting. Mountains in the background. A white statue. Interesting. Yeah, I'm holding it in my mind. We're going to see if we can do this. This is an experiment. Normally, John does this with photos, and maybe I should have thought of to bring some photos. The next time I will. I'll bring photos, and we'll try a couple photos before we try a destination. Destinations take a little bit more work, I think, because you can end up pop up anywhere in a destination. You know, you can pop up anywhere around it. You can be looking square on, or you can be looking at some part of it, and then you've got 3 blind men trying to describe an elephant or something. You know, words. Oh, that's interesting. Old space of the George Guidestones. Soon to be a Dollar General. A Dollar General. Oh my gosh. Out in the middle of nowhere. See, that's just it. You find something like that out in the middle of nowhere, you know, it wasn't just, you know, somebody had an idea, but what is it doing in the middle? I guess you have to drive a long way to get to the Guidestone area. You know, you're nowhere near a town, so what in the heck are they doing there, right? Dollar General. It's funny. Words, that's a good one, though, Denali. Sort of like a spider. Wow, the imagery you guys are getting is really interesting. Interesting. Okay, you got 1 more minute. John likes to get us to look inside people's heads. He even had us do our own heads once. Ooh, mine's kind of day glow. If you find yourself in some kind of day glow place with a lot of vegetation, that might be my place. And a lot of purple. Sky's all purple. There were people running everywhere, trying to run from our destruction. You know, I didn't even care. That was Prince. Script. Interesting. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's time. 125. It's time. I knew it was my own head. That's funny. Okay. John, he's something else, ain't he? I tell you, John is a character. He really is. I mean, he's an interesting character. And of course, I am too. And I used to say to David all the time when we were online, you know, he would say, "You're a character," and I would say, "Yeah, but which one? Which one today? Can you guess?" Anyway, a mountain. Okay, Rushmore. Cool. Well, you guys have gotten very close with some of these. Very, very, very close. And I know, like I said, I know this is rough because, you know, I'm trying to hold it in my mind as a picture. This may make it even tougher than it would normally be if it was just a photograph, because this is a destination. But you guys are reading the minds of the chats. Okay, and the magic destination, A1, is the Lincoln Memorial. So some of what you were seeing was right. You were seeing a statue. You were seeing, there's mountains in the back. There you were seeing rocks and water. I'm sure there are. And, you know, either that or we were in Circle K's head. I'm not sure. Rushmore does have a picture. It does have Lincoln's head. And, you know, I was trying to picture this in my mind. It does have Lincoln's head there. Words, there are words there. The Georgia Guidestones, the old space of the Georgia Guidestones, and it's interesting. That may actually, there may be some kind of connection there that we don't know about. But yeah, statue, mountains in the background, cootie things, kind of weirdly. I don't know what that is, but it might be interesting to look at some pictures and see if there's anything that kind of looks like that. An orange sunset, water and rocks, Golden Gate Bridge before the photo. There may be some connections that we didn't even think of between these things. Floaty little islands or rocks by the shore. A rocket shape. And all of those things could very well be associated with the Lincoln Memorial. And really, some of you got very close. Yeah, some of you got extremely close. And politicians have cooties. Yeah, you might be getting the cootie thing from the politicians. That's what I mean. I should really be doing this with a photo to start, because there's so many associations you can make. You know, there's so many ways you could be looking at this. I realized after I started, oh my God, they could be getting all over the, you know, you could be going all over the place and have everything surrounding this one place. And there are a lot of things surrounding this place, you know, a lot of things connected to this place. So, yeah, the obelisk. That's what I was thinking too. The obelisk is there. Yep. You got a lot of it. See how good you are? You guys are getting good, really. I mean, you got more than a lot of people would get. You know, somebody with nothing at all would just be like, I don't know. But yeah, you got a lot of it. So pat yourselves on the back if you got any of that. Even David Castle, the Golden Gate Bridge, may be connected with this in some way. I don't know. There may be a reason that came up. I'm not going to cast any shade on anybody's guesses, because you all made the effort, and actually we don't know what all might be. That's what I said. I'm going to have to start with pictures, and then when we go on an exploratory mission, then it'll be more of a free for all. But it's probably not fair for me to do it this way and try to hold the picture in my mind, because my mind could be drifting to other things and you could be picking that up. I'm pretty sure there is rocks around there, probably on the same ley lines. I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, the Washington Monument has the obelisk. They're all in Washington. You took a photo of it once, right from right beneath it, the cootie. Oh, okay, I see. So it would have a kind of a weird shape. Well, really, I don't think you guys did bad. I think you did pretty good, considering that this is an image I'm trying to hold in my head, that it's a place, but it's, but I'm not saying the exact this place in this area. It's just the monument itself, which could comprise a lot of things. So I think you did well. And so, like I said, I think I'm going to have to get the pictures at first, and then just remember to do that. Remember to bring pictures and mark them. The penis is directly across. From the Lincoln Memorial. Okay, so you are seeing. See, that's what I mean. There is water and rocks there. So seeing water and rocks, yeah, there are water and rocks there. Probably was an orange sunset tonight. Probably was. Penis is directly across. If you guys don't watch Praveen Mohan, you should. PraveennMohan. He goes to different temples and explains what you're seeing, explains the carvings on them. And he knows all the gods and goddesses and what they're doing, And then he goes farther and says, but look what's with them. Look what they're doing. Look what is going on here. And some of the conclusions he draws, some of the dots he connects in his videos is pretty amazing. And I don't know why I'm bringing that up today, but I wish really that we had a Praveen Mohan that was going around in the U.S. and looking at our monuments and deciphering them like Praveen does the temples. Because most of our history has been lost. And then, BLM came along and destroyed even more of it, right? And then the Smithsonian comes in and destroys more. And they're destroying it every chance they get, right? So that we don't know what's going on. Because you got to keep us ignorant of what life really is and what's really going on in this world. Thank you. Right, who really knows all the secrets of the Lincoln Monument and Mount Rushmore? Maybe we do. After we do a little remote viewing, once you get good at this, you can go everywhere. And remember, this is something that a lot of ET species, it seems like most of them can do and do very well. So we got to catch up. You know, if we want to interact with them, eventually we need to catch up. Is what I'm thinking. Because if we're going to interact, we're kind of going to find ourselves on the wrong end of the lollipop sometimes. I just saw something today. It was called the Time Machine. It was the newer version, not the older version. And honestly, the moral, what do they call them? The Morlocks. If you have seen or are familiar with the Jules Verne story, the Morlocks were the underground dwellers. They looked reptilian. They really made them look reptilian. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then the way they were explaining things. And then the guy that was talking to it, one of them, that is like one of the high caste ones, is talking to the main protagonist. And he's saying, well, my caste, I decided to pursue more cerebral things, And he said he was talking about the being able to see into his mind and everything and know everything about him. I'm like, oh my gosh, they talk about that. Some of the experiencers talk about that, is that it can kind of feel like your brain is being sucked out through your nose or something, because they can do this mind meld thing. Only it can be pretty harsh. And if that is so, then this movie was really probably not that far off. Was this maybe what could have happened at the last reset? I don't know. Could it have been what actually did happen at the last reset? But anyway, the newer version, take a look at it. It wasn't really bad. It wasn't bad at all. It did end a little differently. Okay, so let's see what people are talking about here. Thank you, sweetheart. There's Ben. Hi, Ben. Oh, you've been researching it lately, and oh my God. Right. Yeah. Oh, wow. So, hi, Ben. Didn't see you come in. I was too busy on my rambling on. You got to keep them separated. Wait till you get to the DNA storage. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. There's so much going on there, not telling us. You went on a deep dive about reptilians today. Yeah, it's really deep. Yeah, it's all deep. It's all deep, and they're not telling us. They're not, like I said, we're disclosure. We disclose to each other. That's us. It has to be us, because they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it until there's no point left. And then they'll finally say, oh, well, yeah, and come up with some kind of gobbledygook as to why they didn't disclose before. But truth is, they're keeping us stupid. Keeping us ignorant, I should say. Connection between the Dutch, the Biltmores, the East Indian Trading Company, and the Vatican. Wow. Yeah, that's weird, Denali. There's a lot of, you can, like I said, the bottom of every rabbit hole is a bunch of other ones, right? You never really get to the bottom of any rabbit hole. It always just goes on it splits up into, it's like a freaking catacomb. There's so many things. It's like we're not being told anything. And the stuff we are being told is erroneous and completely false. I'm like, I'm like, how are we supposed to ever know anything? It's ridiculous. How are we ever supposed to know anything? We're not supposed to know anything. I guess that's it. We're not supposed to. We have to find out. Yeah, Denali, tell us about the connections. Would you want to come on the show for a few minutes? Anybody who comes on the show, I got to say though, if you come on the show, be careful of the expletives, because I'm in a retirement community and some of the older people, if there's any of them around, might take offense to certain words. Other than that, you know how much I care. Express yourself, as long as you're not being really horribly obscene or something. I don't care that much. But anyway, if somebody wants to come on, I'll leave you the link. Yeah, but tell us, Denali. You want to come tell us? Or if not, you can get your notes together and come on another time. It's a very deep rabbit hole, I bet. Well, you did, but it was just I wasn't around anybody that, I wasn't like out here in public, although I'm alone right now, as far as I know. Not really. I'm never alone, actually. Oh, way more time than I have tonight. Yeah, you might want to make it into a presentation, because I think we'd probably all be interested in that. 1976 was the year I graduated. Circle K. That gives you some idea. And Ben was born that year. That was a very big year. That was the bicentennial year. I remember our tassels were red, white, and blue and had a 76 on it. Yep, I graduated that year. Oh my goodness. I don't think I have any of that anymore. I don't think I have any of the tassel anymore. All we got to keep was the tassel. We didn't get to keep the robes. We didn't get to keep the hats. You can leave the 3-hour video and me to watch. Okay. Okay. BP's going to come in for a minute here. I've got about 15 minutes before I close down, unless things get interesting. You know how things are. But I am down to 53%, letting you know. So let me get to the guest part. Invite a guest. Copy the clipboard, and then I got to put it into post comments. Whoops. And then a bunch of things pop up, and then I have to wait. Okay, there we go. There you go. James, how you doing? Scrounge. Oh yeah. I must have made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Ben is always ready to come in. I swear he is always ready.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Hey, how you doing, Ben?
Hey, what's going on?
Too bad
Bye.
you missed the beginning. We were talking about the celebrity ghost
The what?
that showed up today. I had two celebrity passed on people show up at my place today.
Really? Like who?
Well, like in the title, it was Barry Gibb, and it was Andy Gibb and Barry White. both showed up today.
Back real.
Yeah, and talk to me. You're going to have to replay it.
I will. I definitely will. Definitely will.
Yeah, because I have celebrities showing up at my place a lot of the time.
Wow.
I do. It's kind of interesting. What's going on? You got flashing lights behind you. They
That's my
picking up
fan.
somebody?
Look.
Oh, okay. That's your fan. Wow,
Yeah.
it's kind of giving you disco lights in the back.
Yeah, it does. It sure does. Sure does. It's a cool fan. Yeah.
It is. Well, it better be cool. It's a fan.
Yeah,
Is
you're
it your
right.
biggest
It
fan?
is a cooling fan for sure. Definitely.
Bit more
So,
video link has posted me. Okay, so you posted it me. We thank you. So anyway, what you got for us tonight, Ben? What you talking about?
I'm not talking about much. I just wanted to see how y'all all doing. How are you doing, Mama D?
I'm doing better. I got a cough, but it's probably the allergies. We've been having very high pollen count, and
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
it's been bumper crop of pollen because of all the heat and all the sun. I mean, with the plants are going nuts. We've got wonderful crops coming in. I mean, this year we are going to have amazing crops of everything because I mean, I went and got a cantaloupe about the size of a volleyball.
Wow. No thanks
And
to our president. And I don't know if you want to make it political, but I mean, no thanks to Joe Biden, really.
right, no thanks to the BB, Mr.
Yeah.
To the Grampus. Some people call him Grampus.
Krampus. I never heard that before.
Some people call him the sniffer.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's a good name for him.
we'll just call him the sniffer.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Wow.
our code name.
All right.
What a creep. I mean, geez, if you
I
can't
know.
see by now, these
I know.
people are creepy. And then we got Giggles Cammy, Cammy McGiggles,
Yeah,
that she
you're right.
can't answer anything without word
You're right.
salad Annie. You heard of poke salad Annie. Well, she's word salad Annie.
Yeah, she is. Definitely.
Can't
Yeah,
keep,
definitely.
cannot get a coherent statement out of any of them. And Palauzi, you just give her a question, she just refuses. She just walks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they're all, if you can't see that they're all knuckleheads by now, y'all are blind.
You're
You know
right
what I'm
about that.
saying? There
You are
is
about
something
that.
definitely wrong in your program. You need some tweaking. Because honestly, oh gee. Yeah, speaking of reptilians. Oh yeah. Whenever
I
we're
think
speaking of the Washingtonians. But the thing I love the best is what DeSantis is doing. He is the one that's shipping illegal aliens right up to Washington on buses, putting them on buses and sending them right to Washington.
perfect. But
Perfect.
all of those politicians will never rub elbows with these people. They won't.
They don't want to, but they're going to have to.
Mm, I don't know.
They're going to have to because they're being sent, and now we are hearing them cry about how they don't have the resources to take care of all these illegal aliens. It's
Yeah,
like, well, you think that the border states got all that too? So you think you're going to foist it all off on the border states, and you're not going to have any of it yourself? Well, we're going to show you what this is like.
good,
We're going to have like
good.
hordes of them. You take care of them. You want this? You take care of them. Then we're not going to take care of
You're
them. I
right.
think that's the smartest thing I ever heard.
Hey, Mama, D, I got a question for you.
What?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Boy, do I. Like I said, I believe in, and I keep getting celebrity ghosts in my home. Do I
So,
believe in ghosts? Like
what?
I have mentioned David many times. I've mentioned David Bowie shows up all the time at my place.
Yes, ma'am. I've heard that. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. I mean, what? How? How do they exist?
How what?
Do they exist?
Non-physically. How
But
do they exist? Well, okay, Ben, we're
in
beings.
in our like little life that we have that we don't know much about. I'm just, I don't know much about it, so I'm gonna ask you, like, how do they? Mm, How are they here? I
How
don't
is it to interact with us, you mean?
exactly.
Okay, I see that as a valid question. Um, well, they're always around. They're just on a different frequency than we are.
Mm,
And if you have the apparatus trained to be able to see, or some of us actually are sort of born that with it open. It's all
yeah,
about your pineal gland and what frequencies you see. And much like, I think probably much like we see only certain frequencies of light and hear only certain frequencies of sound, some of
yeah,
us see certain frequencies of life.
yeah,
To
yeah.
them, they're not really dead. They're lively as anything. They're carrying
Really?
on and doing their stuff all the time. They're busy. They're like lively as all get out doing stuff.
So
To
are they
us,
dead? Are they dead humans?
yeah,
Wow.
yes, that's the definition. Now, if it's not a dead human, it's not really a ghost, it's something else.
Do you believe in something else?
There can be other things. There can be all kinds of other things
Like what?
besides. Well, there can be cryptids of various kinds. There can
Yeah,
be demons, angels. There can be nature spirits. There can be elementals. The list just goes on and on. There are so many beings that we exist here with, we just don't see in that band. Our
yeah.
minds are just not open to that bandwidth. Once you open up that bandwidth, you can start to see that stuff. You can start to tune it in. And that's what we're working on, Ben, is we're working on being able to tune in a greater bandwidth than we've been allowed so far. If you want to think of it that way, it's not so scary. But you
That's-
don't want to call in negative stuff. This is the thing. How do we
yeah.
how do we do that? We keep our angels around us and say guard the perimeters.
What about the Muslim jinn?
Oh, those are real. As far
They
as
are?
we can tell, those are real.
Are they the
They
same
are
things as ghosts?
no, no, not at all.
All
No.
right.
They're a life form of their own. They're an entity all to their own. They're
But they
they're
exist
different.
everywhere?
Do they exist? You know what? We have found them in all different parts of the world under different names.
Like what
Some
other
people
names?
have run into them and call them demons. Some people are just
Okay.
classify everything under demons.
Mm,
Something, some people mistake them for elementals. They're not elementals. They're not quite the same thing.
mm,
Um, people will call them all kinds of names, and I'm not really a linguist, so I couldn't tell you all those names. But as far as
yeah.
I can tell, something like that exists, but they are called different names. But the jinn are basically a life form of a type, a consciousness different from our own,
Hmm.
and they are powerful beings. They can affect changes on the physical plane, and they
And
can
they
play with your
inhabit the
mind.
earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they're here. Everything's here. I mean, we got a lot of stuff here.
What
Really. I mean, once you start opening that up, you realize this place is pretty crowded. Really.
what's what's like do you know anything that there's like reports about that's like bullshit?
Do I know anything that's like complete bullshit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I run into things that are complete bullshit. There are some things that are complete bullshit.
Like
And
what?
okay, like for instance, as far as any of us can tell who have been in an NDE, very few of us ever see anything like hell. We don't see it.
Mm.
We go and we see stuff, but we don't see hell. There very few people see that, and I'm almost thinking hell has got to be something manufactured,
Yeah,
not
I mean,
something because it isn't even mentioned, and it doesn't even mention it in the Bible that God ever created hell. God didn't
yeah.
create that. You can't find that anywhere in the Bible that God created hell. So how
I'm
did the
talking.
sin thing happen?
Go ahead, man.
So, but what I think it has something to do with is the underground cities of the parasites, of the reptilians. Some of those would resemble hell, would resemble what we think of as hell. Smell like fire and brimstone. People have reported that when they
Yeah.
have dealt with these beings, these
You,
negative beings.
you know,
And
Brent.
it's hot, and the fires are always burning, and all of that. The person might have seen into that realm. And if you're a spirit, you can't die. You don't die. Spirits never die. I mean, or our spirits don't. Ben, we're forever. You and I, we will last forever. We
All right.
go on forever.
So what
Um,
happens whenever we die? Or when our physical bodies die?
well, when our physical bodies die, it's very interesting because as I watched my cat die, I really got to see this, and I saw this on my father too. The spirit leaves the body before the body dies, usually. As far as some of us who have researched this, the body can. I mean, my cat's body actually died about an hour after she was already out, and I saw her leave her body for the
All right.
next room. I saw her lift up out of her body, her little cat body, her little cat spirit, and go through a rainbow colored portal and go into this beautiful green plane. And she just kind of walked into it and she was there. It didn't take any time at all, as far as I could see. And it was a very beautiful place. And the place
Okay.
I went to also when I died, when I had my near death experience,
Hmm.
was a beautiful garden. It was a
Wow.
beautiful garden. People were just standing around talking to each other. Some of them were sitting, talking to each other. They were just, everybody was getting along nicely, and it was just a nice place. It was a really pretty place. And I'd seen that in dreams before, too. Same place. And then another place I saw was a cave. There was one place it was a cave. Oh, excuse me. Wasn't a scary cave or anything. It was just a cave. And I don't find them necessarily scary, but I was talking to a very, very old person in a cave. And in one instance, and it turned out to be, I only found out years later that it was actually um, Peshet that I was talking to.
Who?
So, Thoth's wife. So, thought, whatever, however you want to say that. Um, Hell's probably a boogeyman created by the Catholic Church. You know what?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
It might be because honestly, they did so many things to scare us.
Yeah, they
Uh,
did. I went to Catholic school, and they scared the fuck out of me. I mean, the dangness out of me.
oh yeah,
Try not to curse.
we're okay. There isn't anybody around out here. It's whoever's watching the video, and I say clearly this isn't for kids, but
Yeah,
so it's okay, Ben. Don't worry too much. But
dude, I'm not. I'm not gonna. You remember about the prophecy of the 3 days of darkness? Do you remember that?
yeah,
Wow,
Yeah.
that scared me so much when I was like
Oh, it scared
10.
everybody.
Yeah,
And then some people were trying to say that was really going to happen, and I don't know that
I
it
know.
really is.
I
I
know.
don't know. I think it is. If it does, it's going to be. It may not be the way people think it is. I keep getting the feeling that that was another scare tactic, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are there beings that are really? I think there are boogeymen made up that are made up. However, I will put a little tag onto that of saying that if people believe in something enough, we are divine and we can create things. And I
Yeah.
do believe that Slender Man got created that way.
Yeah, definitely. It's quantum physics. I mean, if you put the thought out into the universe, it will come back. It definitely
Right.
will.
So many people were putting energy into that online. They'd hear about it and they'd put, oh, Slender Man. Yeah, Slender Man probably does exist now, but
Yeah,
we made
it's
him.
it's like the topos, right?
Right. It's a tulpa. It's like a tulpa. Yes, exactly, Ben. That's the word. It's one of the words they use for it, or a thought form, also called a thought form. So honestly, when you're seeing, you could run into anything. Why? And it is that bullshit. Well, in a way it is, and in a way it's not, because it exists now and does some, you know, and honestly, I think a lot of these beings, maybe a tulpa is made, and then maybe something comes along and decides they're going to inhabit that form, that thing that was created, because it suits
Yeah,
their,
that's true.
maybe
Yeah,
that could happen too. Because I mean, they have abilities like that. I mean, all these things do. You were asking me about uh, the Sasquatch. They have abilities
yeah,
that we haven't redeveloped yet that we could develop. But
yeah.
yeah, we know a lot about them. There are a lot of people that have spoken to them. We're going to have, in fact, Ben, we're going to have Robin McCrae on the show. She's called the Sasquatch Whisperer, and she's already agreed to be on my show. We just
Okay.
got to find her a good time, to come on, and she'll
Yeah,
probably be on Wednesday. And she's going to she mind speaks with them all the time. She knows what's going on with them. So she's very knowledgeable about that. So we're going to have her on. And I found out a lot too by mind speaking with them, and I'm pretty sure I've been mind speaking because I was getting answers. It was like the questions would come into my mind, and then answers would just show up.
so how does
And
mind speak really work? I mean, you just throw out a question and you will get an answer in your head, and you know it's like concrete.
yeah, that is the answer. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
everybody manifest some dragon, a big plate of dragon bacon, of bacon for dragon. Babe, that leaves out a big plate of bacon. I bet you didn't know dragons ate bacon. The black dragon is asking for his bacon tribute.
I didn't
My
know.
dad, David Castle, I didn't know either until I met Black Dragon, and then like suddenly I realized it makes sense now. It all makes sense now. You know, dragons like bacon. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see. David Castle. My dad freaks the f out if I say a cuss. But Matt Dillon kills 15 people in an episode.
That's true.
Oh God, get your priorities straight. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You can kill them, just don't cuss them out.
yeah, sure,
Ridiculous.
definitely.
Ay. Yeah, black likes crispy and delicious. Well, well, tulpas are awesome too. I made a tulpa.
I'm
I didn't
scared back.
realize it. I made a tulpa. I had to unmake it too.
Really?
Yeah,
What
I had
happened?
to unmake a tulpa. I
How?
didn't realize it was a tulpa. I didn't realize it was a thought form. And once I
Mm,
unmade it, it was gone. So really, a lot of these things may be thought forms that we think also are demons or whatever, or
hmm.
haunting. Some poltergeists may well be the same thing, thought formed. A lot of things can be thought formed.
Yeah,
So,
well, yeah,
so
that's
you've
what
got
it
a
is.
wide range of possibilities of what anything could be. But once you get used to it, then once you get used to the vibe, you can tell, okay, this was a human. This was a human spirit. Feels
Ah,
like a human spirit.
all of that freaks me out too much. I'm not
It's
on
just
y'all.
human.
I'm not on y'all level at all. I'm just interested in Bigfoot and stuff. I'm very
Right.
interested in the what could possibly be, but I
They're
mean
called cryptids.
your channel is scary to me.
Scary. I'm sorry. I
No,
don't mean it.
no,
As a matter of fact, I'm trying to make it the other way. I'm trying to make it accessible and not scary to people by explaining it
but
in
just
ways.
my limited knowledge about things. I'm pretty scared about some of the things that y'all do. I mean, remote viewing and stuff. Wow.
See, and I don't understand what's scary about that. But that's because I'm coming from a different viewpoint. I guess,
It's just my ignorance. That's all. Really, that's really what it is.
well, at least at least you'll say it that way. But it's been really, I think, yeah, we've all been scared to death, and mostly by religious stuff.
Yeah,
And
you're right. You're right.
unfortunately, a lot of religions, it seems like they exist to scare us. I hate to say this.
Well,
I think we've all been corrupted.
they're to subjugate us. You know that, right?
Right. They're
That's
here
the
to
main
subjugate
mission
us.
of religion, to subjugate us, make
Right.
us fall into line. I
Right.
mean, same shit with the
Um,
government.
keep us
But
scared and stupid. Yeah, scared and ignorant. And
yeah, you're
and
right.
then people will do what you say because they can't see for themselves what's going on. Honestly, Ben, can you believe that there are still people that can't see what's going on with our leaders right now?
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see because they're getting stimulus money and all of this bullshit. So they just living their life, and I mean, places are closing down uh, in Louisiana anyway. Over here, I mean, they can't even have people man the dollar store. Really, it's crazy. It's pretty crazy, but
Yeah.
that's what they want. So they are succeeding.
Well, not with us. We refuse to be afraid. We refuse to scare. We don't scare. Do we scare people? Hell no. We don't
I'm
scare.
not. Yeah, I'm
Not
not
that,
scared of.
not like that. We don't. There's things that you should concern yourself with, but that ain't what we're scared of. Is going to hell? No, I'm not afraid of that. And
Yeah, like you said.
negative. It's basically, and everyone can remote view. It's something that is normal. I mean, with many beings in this universe and ETs, we already know that they can do this sort of thing. Remote viewing, telepathy, all of that kind of stuff. Many
Yeah,
things that we don't do, they can do. And the reason is we've been shut down. So it's up to us, though, to reopen that. We can't rely on anybody to come riding over the hill to save us. We have to save
definitely. That's why I'm
ourselves.
here. That's why I'm here right now.
All of us
Yeah.
who are here right now, it's our job to open this up to the whole human race. I mean, those of us who know something about this, it's up to us to do this. This is part of our duty as people being alive on this plane today. We need to open this up for the rest of the human race so that they don't have to be in bondage anymore. We're literally here freeing slaves because
Yeah,
we're
you're
all
right.
enslaved right now.
You're right.
So yes, and so we're here about freeing the slaves. And
Yeah,
that,
you're
and you
right.
know what? It was a very funny thing. It was like for a while when I got here and I asked what my purpose was, it was to learn. And so I learned for a long time, and then I felt something shift, and I said, okay, I think my purpose has changed. What's my purpose now? And it said to teach. And so for some years
Yeah.
I did teach. Then
You all
I
right now?
felt it. Oh, well, thank you. And then it shifted again, and I said, there's something more, though. What am I supposed to do now? And they said, free the slaves. I got this in my mind, free the slaves. You're here to free the slaves. That's your purpose. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? What are you talking about? We freed the slaves, didn't we? And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, now, wait a minute. There are, well, let's see, there's BDSM slaves. They don't want to be free. They like, they don't have any intention of being free.
Yeah. But we are
So that
slaves
ain't
right
it.
now.
But so what does that leave? So that leaves the black black slavery, white slavery, and people don't realize how many people of other nationalities besides black are being enslaved and have been enslaved.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there were many white slaves, and actually, in my mother's time, um, in the early 1900s, it was a really big fear that you could be taken away and enslaved. White people too. Yes, all the time. It happened all the time.
Yes,
You could
ma'am.
be taken away and enslaved. Everybody was at risk of that if they wanted to do that, and you were worth something. You get sold. So it's like it's not just black people that this happened to. This happened to everybody.
I
So
understand.
as human beings, we've got to have some compassion for each other. And that's why I look at some of these people and they talk about this and they talk about that and how they end. Sweetie, everybody's been there. Look at how long the Hebrews were slaves to the Egyptians,
Yeah.
right? I
Yep.
mean, they talk about that. That was years. That was centuries, right? Or something. And I'm like, of course, this is going to happen. You look at it and you realize everybody's been there. So, have we learned anything? It's not a good paradigm. Indians were enslaved. Native Americans were enslaved too.
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus came, and when he came to every island, he took everybody off the island. He stole everybody off their native island and put black slaves on the island because they didn't know how to live there, and it would keep them off balance, and they wouldn't be able to fight back as easy. And he moved the islanders somewhere else. And that is the way they do things. So it's like that's the way the slave trade and it's to keep you weak. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what are we doing? Are we freeing the slaves? I think so, because part of it is you got to free your mind first. Free your mind, and
We
the
are.
rest will follow. Right? Who is that?
Yeah.
Invoke.
Right.
Invoke. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Don't be so shallow. They need to take that to heart. These BLM people need to take it to heart. I went to a fair. They were having a BLM bake sale, and I'm saying, have I ever seen anything more ridiculous than that? A BLM bake sale? These people would burn your bake sale. I, I'm sorry.
Yep. I agree with you.
They would happily burn your bake
I agree
sale
with you.
for your
Don't get
art.
yourself kicked off of YouTube, though. You
I
heard me?
don't know. You probably won't like that, but I make a disclaimer that this is just tips, tricks, and hacks for in game for this massively multiplayer um, uh, total immersion learning game called Life on Earth, which
Yeah.
the game Matrix called Life on Earth, which is a very tricky game. Let me tell you, it's pretty convoluted to live
Yeah.
here and be. But okay, one thing I know, there are a few things I know about, like for instance, the cryptid thing. There are so many cryptids. There are
Um,
literally all kinds of cryptids. As far as
so
what
what?
a cryptid is
All right.
I can hear you saying a cryptid is a creature, basically, for lack of a better term, although, you know, it's like a
That we
big
have not
area
classified.
a non-human life form here that
Isn't
and
classified. You know what I mean?
so yeah.
So, what do you believe in? I mean, what do you think is out there? I'm very interested in
Pretty
this
much
subject.
everything. Pretty much everything is probably there somewhere. There's
You think?
probably a Nessie. Yeah. And there's probably merfolk somewhere.
You
As a
think
matter of
so?
fact, probably, probably pretty much everything that everybody see here, we don't throw the experiencers under the bus. We respect that. It's like if you have the guts to come out and say something you saw, and we're going to have respect for that until we prove it be something else. Until you
Yeah.
prove false. We're gonna take it that you got the guts to say you saw this because usually it generates negative negative
Oh yeah.
fame, and you aren't going to get fame and fortune. You're going to be infamous, rather. You're going to end up probably with people giving you trouble over this,
Yeah.
and so, you're not going to get in. You're not going to get paid for it. Not very many
No.
people get paid for this.
No, definitely not. You know
You
what?
know,
I'm in South Louisiana, so I went. My neighbor is a lawyer, so he asked me to go help him get a conference table that he bought online. So we go, like we drove about 40 minutes into the boondocks, and we went over there. It wasn't the right table, so he didn't want to get it. But I saw a Sasquatch like a sticker on a dude's truck. So I asked him about it, because I won't ask them if they don't, I won't ask just anybody. And his wife said, "Yeah, we've been here for 45 years. I've heard this." She said, "What did I've heard it too?" She said, "What did it sound like?" I said, "It sounded just like a siren, but it would change pitches." And she was like, "I heard the same thing."
wow.
Yeah. And I
I
really don't ask people about it because, I don't want to be seen as the crazy person. I was about to curse, but I stopped myself. The crazy
right.
person. Yeah. But
Yeah, a lot of people, they can't talk to just anybody, and then they finally meet me and they spill their guts because have been holding it in so long.
yeah.
Well, people meet me on the bus or on the street or something, we get to talking, and all of a sudden they'll just spill their guts because it's like they got to tell somebody. They
Yeah.
haven't been able to tell anybody. They're afraid, and they meet me and they're like, well, and then you hear an earful, let me tell you. You hear
Yeah.
an earful. It's like, and do I know every single thing? I don't know every single thing, but I'm learning a lot just listening to people, what
Yeah.
they've seen, what they've experienced. And you know what? A lot of it is the same stuff
I
over and
know
over.
that's what's really compelling because it, everybody says the same thing about it, and I witness
Well,
uh
stand up in court.
exactly. That's what I was
If
telling my
it's
lawyer
law,
neighbor today. That's what I was telling him today. I witness their what they say will stand up in court, but not with Bigfoot and shit. Really?
right?
Why?
Not with Bigfoot, not with aliens. What the hell? You know?
No, no, no. It's just
Come
crazy
on.
people.
If this was a court of law, a bunch of people would be convicted. It would be a fact.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. A
It's
bunch of these Bigfoot YouTubers should be convicted because, mm,
honestly, there
yeah,
it's real. And then there are people that come and they hoax, and they
yeah,
drive me completely nuts sometimes. I want to just, although I don't want to really do harm to anybody, sometimes I feel like just smacking them upside the head and saying, "Fool, what are you trying to do?"
Exactly.
What
Yeah.
are you really adding anything? I mean, what are you trying to do by helping? Well, it isn't real anyway. It's like, yes, it freaking is, you freaking idiot. It is
Yeah.
real. And you are just adding a bunch of noise to the mix. You're actually going in the wrong direction. Just leave it to yourself,
Even
keep it to
even
yourself.
even ones that start off like sincere have
Yeah.
turned into cash grabs.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. Like I'm not
It,
I'm not gonna say any names, but you
yeah.
probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's sellouts. There are plenty of sellouts.
Yeah.
And there are people who hide things behind a cash wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want to
You're
hide
right
things
about that.
behind.
You are right.
Now,
They
I
do.
understand if you're having trouble on the tube, on YouTube, and you're afraid of your channel, you're going to put something someplace like Patreon. I kind of get it. But you don't have to charge $300. You can charge, I mean, I'm subscribing to one that's only $3 a month.
Really.
And I mean, you can do like $2 or $3 a month, you can do that. But, don't give me like this 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 a month shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But if you're
There,
hiding behind a paywall like that, I don't have any time for you.
yeah, you're
Anybody
right.
cricket? I
There
got
is
a
this.
cricket near me.
What's that?
Cricket. I'm hearing a cricket right off to my left side here.
Yeah.
You just singing away, aren't you, honey?
Hmm. That's your buddy.
Yeah, got a little buddy singing away here.
There's a man. I cannot remember. I don't know the name of the
Hey,
podcast,
Lena. Welcome back.
but there's a good one. There's a new one, and it's good. It's this guy who's like really close with his family, and they go out. I'm just reading this.
Yuck, yuck,
Yeah,
yuck.
really, really, really. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. But there's this dude from Oklahoma, abnormal investigations, maybe. I don't know exactly what it is, but the dude is very sincere. He was like a cop or is a cop or something like that, and he investigates the shit like you would
Yeah.
do if you were doing your job if you were a cop.
Like if you were a cop, which I think we need that. I
Yeah,
think we need to look at it exactly like that because this is, and the crime is, we're not being allowed to talk about it. We're
you're
not
right
being
about
allowed
that.
to know
You're right.
or to speak about it. That is
Sketchy
true.
area.
Because what if people knew that the forest people, the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, what
What
if
would
they
that
knew they
hurt?
were people?
Yeah,
The,
what would it hurt?
the Sasquatch are people. You should
Yeah,
not be hunting them. They're not an animal. They're not
yeah,
an animal. You should not be out hunting them. And the Native American people know this. First Nations know all this.
you're right. They do.
But if they call them a person, they might have to give them some rights. They might
Yeah.
have to recognize them and give them some rights. That's what's going on, I think. They
Mhm.
don't want to have to give them any rights. So they're hiding that. But the truth is, they are people. They deserve to be acknowledged as people. If you shoot one, you are committing murder. If you kill one, you are committing murder. It is murder. They are enough like us that they can interbreed with us in this. There have been cases people have documented where this has happened. And if this can happen, that
In
means
Russia,
they are like us because otherwise the genetics wouldn't knit together. You
in
cannot
Russia,
breed a goat with a person outside of a lab. You cannot do the chimera outside of a lab. Nature doesn't allow that. So
yeah, you're right.
if we can have a hybrid like that, that means we are related and closely enough related that they can actually bear children too, because a lot of times a hybrid will not be able to reproduce.
Have you heard of the case in Russia?
Yes, Zana. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
exactly. Yes.
she had two sons who lived. She had several children. She had two sons, I think, that lived. Was it three or two? And
Yep.
they grew up to be Russian men, because if you're born of a Russian father, you're a Russian. So they had to accept them as people, as citizens. So,
Yeah.
yes, the hybrids became citizens and mixed with the population. And this may be why you have some great big hairy guys and hairy
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
are extremely strong.
Yeah.
So, and
You
really, there are people who proudly say that they are the descendants.
really?
Oh, yeah, there are people who claim to be descendants and they're proud of it.
I didn't even know that. And speaking of, this is kind of off topic, but does Hitler have any descendants?
Probably.
Where do you think they live?
Probably. I don't know this for a fact, but I would think probably.
Yeah, I would
And
think so too.
yeah, probably they're hiding out somewhere.
I'm
And
sure their last name has changed for sure. I mean, because you can't be like Ben Hitler or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, you can't be the Ocean Swagger Hitler. Definitely
no, no, no.
no.
That's one name you really don't want. Somebody tried to
No,
name a kid Hitler or something or other,
I
and
heard
he
that. I
wasn't.
remember that. I do remember that. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
like, oh, it's one of the
Hitler.
names you can't have. No, you can't have that name. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that. I actually feel like, you know, what, telling people what they have to name a child, but on the other hand, that is such an inflammatory name. What are you doing to that
Yeah,
child?
yeah, yeah.
You
Especially
know?
why? What do you feel about the? I know how you feel about politics. What do you feel about the mainstream media?
Bullshit. If you want to know some bullshit, that's it right there.
Yeah,
They
you're
don't
right.
tell us anything we need to know.
I just saw some shit a little while ago that said, you need to wear a mask and you need to be quarantined for 10 days. Man, fuck you. With this,
Right. I
I
think
mean,
most of us
it's
are saying that.
dude. The new. Okay, I know viruses mutate, and I might sound really stupid saying this shit. But I think that the shit they just releasing new ones. That's what I think.
Yeah. I think
And
really, actually, they're feeding us Amber Turd and Johnny Deep when what we really want to know is
exactly,
Ghislaine Maxwell. We want to
exactly.
we
Wow,
want
we
to
on the
hear
same.
her singing like a bird, right? We want to hear that
Yeah,
Bjork sing like a bird. We
but
want to hear her.
yeah, but I mean, I mean, what's his name? Jeffrey
Oh,
Witcher. He suicided himself, right?
supposedly, yeah.
Or
And
he
nobody
got
believes it
suicided,
though.
right?
Epstein
Yeah.
supposedly suicided. Nobody really believes that.
No, I mean, I don't believe it. I think
Everybody's
it's
like, yeah,
bullshit.
right. And you don't have any footage of it.
It's
Yeah,
bullshit. Just like
right.
there's no such thing as aliens. That's fucking bullshit.
Obviously. It's like something went on there. Come on.
But people do believe the shit. How? How the
How do they believe it? I got to see that's what I mean. How do people how is it that you're still asleep enough, that you are
exactly?
still ignorant enough, that you must be pretty, but they're hypnotized. I swear it's like they're hypnotized.
I mean,
They really
by the
act
media.
hypnotized.
I
They
mean,
act
there's only
like,
like a couple of us that are not. I mean, what is going on?
oh, there's a bunch of us that aren't. but you can't hear it because YouTube will shut it down if
Yeah,
you
I know.
do it the
I
wrong
know.
way.
You
Now,
might.
I get it passed because I put in there that this is humor and satire, and I put in there that this is not, that don't take it seriously and so on. And everybody takes it. Yeah, people that come in here sure take it seriously, but I say, oh, don't take it seriously, and I have to do that to save my channel. Because if
Yeah.
I say this is the news, then I get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Really. Have you? What do you feel about David Pilates?
The
You don't have to.
911 or the 411 missing 411 guy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, those people. I saw that. I saw that. I looked into that. Honestly, there's a rabbit hole right there. I think
Yeah, it
that
is.
some of them
It is,
are
but
being
it is, but this dude comes out like every week with his truthful news, and it is right. I mean, he hits the nail right on the head. Really, he does.
really who does.
Yes, he does. Check it out. Check it out for real.
Mhm. You
You
got
won't
a
be
link to
disappointed.
that?
Huh?
You got a link to that?
It's
If you
just,
got a link to it, please put it into MeWe. If you got a link to any of that,
yeah,
any
I
guy,
will do
any
it.
of you guys got a link to anything, please put it in our MeWe so we can look it up.
I will definitely do that. But if I learn by being on shows and stuff, if I try to press any kind of buttons at the bottom that say chat settings, it'll kick me off
You get in
no matter what.
trouble, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But David
Um,
Pilates, I mean, it depends on where you're. Well, what we've been talking about, you would enjoy exactly what he says.
well, I know. I have seen that. I think I saw the whole. There was some kind of whole video, bit long video about it that I saw that was talking about all of the. There's also a video. I'll tell you another one that's kind of interesting. The guy
Hmm,
that was making the connection between seeing owls and then having
yeah,
abduction experience
yeah,
and experiences with ETs.
that that is interesting.
That's another weird one. And people making these connections that, hey, wait a minute, and really the people that are taking the 4-1 in the Pilates stuff,
Yeah,
um, they are usually a lot of the adult people that are taken are usually bright people. They're not
I
stupid
know,
people. They're not,
I know,
and then they're taken in from the weirdest thing, in the weirdest way. They just go behind a rock outcropping ahead of their friends, and then they're just not there.
I know, I know.
And
So
then when
I'm
they're
seeing.
found,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and some of them get found, but they get found in the weirdest places, nowhere near where they went missing,
Yeah,
without shoes and wondering how they could get there.
I know. I know. Like kids, like 7 miles away and stuff, like 3-year-olds. How does that happen?
I don't know. See,
Hey,
that's
I'm looking at
next.
Circle K propaganda. What if we're
We don't
all
know.
what's that?
We don't know about Hitler, and that's something else I want to say is that some of these figures that we've been told about, do we really know that they did what they said they did? That they
No, we
were
don't.
responsible? Don't
No,
know
we
that.
don't, because we know about propaganda now.
Yeah.
And before, like in that time frame, everybody believed everything that the news and the government would tell them because I mean, why would they lie to us? And
That's
there was
true.
no proof that they were lying. But now we know they fucking lying. I mean, dang
Oh, yeah,
lying.
they lie to us all the time. And you know what? This is funny because I believe it was Babylon 5, the aliens, and there was the ETs in Babylon 5, the positive ETs. One of the races, they would say the truth is like a three-edged dagger.
Oh, what?
The truth is like a three-edged dagger.
Oh, dagger. Okay.
And I get it. And you know what? It's funny because when I was a kid, I sculpted a 3-edged dagger out
Wow.
of. I wanted a 3-edged dagger for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't.
I
I
mean, the
think that may
knowledge,
be a
exactly
real
right.
thing. That may be a real thing, a 3-edged dagger, because
That's
it's
true.
yeah, it's your side, my side, and the truth, and there
Absolutely.
may even be more to it than that, because there may even be the bystander's truth
You're right.
idea of people,
But
and
that
they
would be the
sound
truth,
something different.
right? That would be the
That's,
third one, the truth, right? Because they saw what happened.
it's very strange that we don't think of that all the time. Yeah,
You're
a lot
right.
of times it's somewhere in the middle. Um, David Castle's son. You know what? I used to collect swords. Um,
Hmm.
okay, Circle K. Thanks for being in here. You've added quite a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
Uh,
uh, brother or sister. Thank you.
and Black Dragon. Oh, geez, you've had everybody's added Marilena, Denali, everybody. You've all added, and David Oritz, everybody, Gemini Moon,
You want to be on?
all of you. Um, oh, Buddhists have a 3-edged dagger. I forgot what it's called. Buddhists. Interesting.
Really?
Very. Oh yeah, and the favorite sci-fi. Yeah, the Vorlons are cool. Vorlons are cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that one, the way that they presented things in Babylon 5, if you haven't seen that show, I believe there
No,
was a
man.
lot of closure in Babylon 5. I
Hmm.
believe there was closure there, like Star Trek was disclosure. I think Star Trek was disclosure.
Yeah.
And I believe even maybe Star Wars might have been disclosure too. Maybe ancient Star Wars, maybe that really is happening or was happening. It happened.
Well, I've heard that a lot of you remember the cantina scene with all the different aliens in the first Star Wars, like the one where Han Solo shoots fucking I
Yeah,
mean,
Mos
yeah,
Eisley. And I had to
yeah,
know that
yeah,
because I missed so
exactly,
many fans
exactly.
for that show.
Most Isley Cantina. I've read that people said that about the reptoids that he must have the guy who made it must have had knowledge about them because they look
Yeah,
exactly the same.
it looked like them. Yeah, there
Yeah,
are probably everything that you saw in that cantina probably exists somewhere.
yeah, you're
Probably.
right about that.
Probably all of these ETs and aliens and things that we see, they exist somewhere because it's a big, big universe out there, and we don't know what all could be out there. It could be
You're right.
anything out there,
You're
and
right.
just to think that it's just going to all be like us is just there's another BS thing. It's probably not. So you run up against somebody saying, "Well, they all look a lot like us." No, they don't. I don't believe that because I've already met some that don't look very much like us. Okay.
Really, really.
So
Can you tell me about
mhm,
it?
I could, but I'm going to have to do it in another show because I've only got 21% left and we've been on for over
Oh,
2 hours. So my phone is going to shut off very soon. So I must say goodbye. And
yep.
yet, my friends, I will be back on Sunday. Please come and see me. If I get a chance, I may duck in on some other day. So just watch your notifications. If you go to your notifications, ring that bell and put all, select all, so you'll get all my notifications. And when this comes up on YouTube, if you go back in, please leave me some likes and some comments. It helps me get found.
I
I
will for
really
sure.
appreciate you coming to my show.
Mm.
And I love talking to you guys. You're all so bright. You really make my day, and I really, if I can get it, I would be on every night. If I can get it like that, I'll be on more often. It's
Man,
just that I only can do up to what my energy and what my time slots right now. I got a lot going on, but it's beginning to calm down a little bit, so I may be able to do more. And if so, it'll be kind of an added thing. But right now, it's going to be 8:30 on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So just expect Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, 8:30. I'm going to be on. I would love to see you all again, and thank you so much for showing up. I love you. You guys are great, and the conversation is always fascinating and wonderful. I think you're great. Um, yeah, the 3 comment. Oh God, I had to delete some too. Mods, if you go through and you see that stuff as comments on my show, will you please just delete it, because I don't want that. We got to keep that off of our comments because they count. Okay, you guys remember, the truth is where you find it. A lot of the times it's within, or right in front of your eyes. The truth is right in front of your eyes more than I like to think, and you miss if you don't keep an open mind. So, the other thing I always say is remember that you are divine. You are creators. You're helping create this reality. We all are. And so create well, dream well, lift those vibes, keep yourself happy, keep those vibes raised, because we mean to lift this place out of the hell it's been in for all these years. We are lifting it up, man. We're lifting ourselves, and everybody else who wants to come with us, who is of the same mind, come on along. We're taking you, and we're gonna lift it. Okay. And yep, David, have a groovy evening. Everybody have a groovy evening. Ben, thanks for being on the show.
You're
You always
welcome.
ask wonderful questions. I love when you ask questions. You're great that way. And
Thank you.
anybody else who wants to be on the show, please let me know. We can have you on real easy, just as easy as Ben comes on here.
Yep.
So
It's not
okay.
over.
With that, I gotta go because it's giving me the warning it's about to shut off. Okay,
No.
see you next
Mama D,
time.
thank you. Thank you, Mama.